Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sweaty Casuals, brought to you by the Snowflake Sanctuary Discord server. This is a podcast where we talk about the A to Z of games we love to play, from the state of ranked games to our thoughts on the newest sensations and everything in between. My name is Zach, and along with my co-host Nox, we'll be your guide as we traverse Elo Hell. Small reminder: we do swear, so viewer discretion is advised. Today we have Taco.
Hello.
Taco's one of the moderators for the Discord's Vanilla Minecraft server. He's also one of the creators of the server's official mod pack, and he's joining us to discuss why Minecraft is still worth it, more than 14 years after it became publicly available.
Do we want to discuss how old I was when Minecraft came out?
How old do I want to feel? I don't know if I want to feel that old.
Would you
I was
say
7.
09?
I was 9. Sorry, I was 9.
I was gonna say no shot.
Slightly better, but not great. Our icebreaker for today is we're gonna discuss what is your favorite mob in Minecraft and why is it the Phantom?
It is absolutely not the Phantom.
Why would you think that's a great icebreaker? You
I'll speak on my least favorite, which is
it the Phantom?
No, Phantom's a close second, though. I will say, the arachnophobia really plays into it when you go down in the caves. Those little venom spiders that have the
cave spiders, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then when they generate, absolutely not. Terrifying. Minecraft is a horror game. Change my mind.
Man, you got me. I'm gonna go way too deep into this. Oh, hang on. Favorite mob? I mean, the Phantom is cool and all, but also I don't like to sleep in the game, so it's kind of a hindrance to me more than anything.
Oh, I think that's a given. I mean,
Yeah. It's
I think it's the one mob vote that the community has come to regret.
We'll talk about my least favorite, the bat. I mean, the bat was added as a Halloween update just for fun, and they're like, "Oh, let's keep it." And that, that was back when they just updated it for whatever reason they had.
And it still does nothing.
It drops nothing. It gets in my way when I'm mining. If I try to, okay, you look up any like footage of like when they first added it, because they didn't have spawns, like the spawn set correctly. It could spawn at any level. And so you would build like this big, I remember building, like when I was a kid, building like these big huge houses, and then coming back after the update and there being like 800 bats in there because the Minecraft thought it was a fucking cave. Are we allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we didn't include the disclaimer, but
that's all right.
That's what post is for, right?
Yep.
Squid, absolutely useless. Axolotl's pretty up there.
Is Axolotl considered a mob?
Yeah.
Really?
Axolotl is my favorite, hands down.
Axolotl's pretty slapping.
Yeah.
I think for me though, the baby pig takes it.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if I would have pinned you for that one.
It's absolutely useless. But oh my god, this is so messed up. I'm like looking at a list of the Minecraft mobs, and they have a picture of the phantoms for the spiders. This is fantastic.
Oh, the joys of fan run wikis.
Yeah, half of them are just actual photos.
Yep.
Look, the wiki told me everything I know. That's my Bible.
It is hard to pick though, because like there is just so many at this point. Like, God, there's got to be what, like 50, 60 mobs, something like that.
I don't know, friendly or not, all of them are equally annoying.
They've all got their ups and downs, but
sure.
Yeah, I'd definitely say Axolotl for me.
The fox is also pretty dope.
Oh, the fox is sick.
Fox was a good one. It actually has some utility, which is nice. It's not crazy.
The fox is a bitch to get around and to have it
Oh my
stay.
god. Oh.
Our perils of getting foxes and trying to breed foxes have been. I see Zach just absolutely reeling over there.
Yeah, no, that was stressful. And then we had to go do it twice.
A lot of yelling about make sure you close the door on your way out. Don't forget to close the door on your way out.
And then people not closing the damn door on the way out. Uh,
Part of the game, though. All the beauty and the joy.
oh, for sure.
Everything on bright mode. Oh, that's right. They did add camels in the last update, huh?
There's camels now?
Yeah,
there
they
are camels. They're like
Hey,
horses,
yo.
but you can 2 people can ride them.
That's so sick.
and they spit.
Oh, do they like the llamas?
Yeah. Oh
So
no,
is there
maybe it is
two-
the llamas. Maybe I'm mistaken them.
So I'm guessing our 2-week Minecraft obsession is starting soon, given that I can
Oh,
ride a camel now.
absolutely.
I mean, Bandito's hopped on a server doing
It's a Sky Factory
it's
server,
a Sky
right?
Factory server, yeah.
Which I
but-
wanted to talk with Crash about. But anyway, that's yeah.
That said though, I know they're trying to do it with as little technological stuff as possible. They're really trying to go hard on the magic rather than the tech.
Cool.
That's fair. And that's kind of I mean, the tech is always what drew me to the game, but
I guess we can just kind of just hop into our main topic then. Why is Minecraft so compelling? The game is 14 years old. More than 14 years old. So it's going to be 15 in May.
you
What-
know,
What gives a game that kind of lasting power? Because, I mean, when you look at most other games, most games don't last that long. I mean, what other games can you even think of that are getting updates 15 years later, let alone still
Grand
being
Theft Auto?
played? Yeah.
League.
Yeah.
League is, I think, getting older than Minecraft.
We looked
If
it up the
not-
other day. I think they're the same age.
Are they? They might
Yeah.
be. Shoot, what else? They still got a strong player. I think, but the thing is Minecraft, I think, has a stronger player base. And the reason why is I think, let's say the reason why, like I know this for a fact, but my idea on it is kind of like the same reason why, like Markiplier or Game Grumps is still kind of where they are, is just like they draw like, I guess like Fortnite creators, right? They draw in like a younger audience, and then as that younger audience grows up, they more than likely age out, but they're still gonna watch them just for the like the sentimental value, you know, the nostalgia. And I think that's what Minecraft brings to the table is it's a relatively cheap game, easy to run, and it's nostalgic for the people that have been playing it forever. And then if you don't like it and you like the style of the game, it's the mechanics haven't changed in 14 years.
I think the
You know?
price is a good thing to mention because it is one of the few games that I can think of that, I bought it in 2011, spent $30 on it. I haven't had to put another dime down on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
And
pretty
there's-
sure when I bought it for the first time 2 years ago, because I'm fairly new to it, I didn't discover it until I was in college. I mean, I knew what it was. I didn't start playing it seriously until I had a group of people to play it with. But even then, I bought it for $30. That price has not changed.
And it's still just as good a value now as it was then. In fact, it's probably a better value.
That in like, yeah, it.
I actually have to
Um,
disagree with you on your age thing, though, because while it is definitely true, and you can have, the younger folks who played it growing up who still want to play it as they get older. I was in college when I discovered it. I was in my freshman year.
Right, and it's got this weird appeal where it's like, It's like the best way I've ever heard stuff explained, like in Minecraft for the sense, right? Is to get a little into music. John Bellion once described his music as Pixar music. Not in the sense that like, oh, he writes songs for Pixar movies, in the sense that younger audiences can listen to it and go, oh, this is great. I like the beat. But older audiences can listen to the lyrics and be like, dang, this goes deep. I think Minecraft kind of has that same appeal where like younger people can be like, oh, this is fun. The graphics are cute and adorable or whatever. And it's not too hard to get into. I mean, for some people, it's the starter game. Like it's their Charmander or, well, I don't know, Pokemon. Shit, why did I bring that example? Zach, you know what I'm talking about though. It's the
Yes.
starter Pokemon for video games. It really
Yeah,
is.
which well,
But you know what?
that's on the discussion table for later.
And however many games of Pokemon you've played, you still play that.
Funnily enough, for those who are tuned into our audio, I'm turning around and reaching behind me.
You're missing it if you're not on video right now. I'm
Plug
just
the
saying.
YouTube.
Yeah, plug the YouTube channel. Sweaty Casuals.
Casuals.
Right here. This is my first game console. It's my Game Boy Color.
Right.
And it's still got yellow in it. I've replaced the battery in there because you have to replace the battery in the cartridge.
What a nerd.
I can't deny it.
But yeah, no, I think that's where it is. And granted, like now they're pumping out updates properly, in my opinion, like properly in a way that keeps the game more appealing. But modding is always an option there, we talked about
we've had this discussion I think a few times, which just you and I, and the fact that even the way that mods have evolved has been significant. It's really different than what it used to be. I'm from the days of Tekkit where when you wanted to install a mod pack, Forge didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go download a whole bunch of I'm not going to remember the Java object files. And then you have to go manually replace them and figure out which ones you can delete and which ones you can't delete because they're necessary for the mod, and 3 of them are named the same thing and you can't rename them, and this mod doesn't work with that one.
It's still a mess like that. I mean,
it's a lot better now than it was because Forge takes care of all the object orientation stuff. If you have 3 different class files that are labeled the same thing, it'll just automatically relabel them and go in and
I think that's just something that's come with a growing community. I mean, you look at something like Forge, like they're owned by Amazon.
Are they?
Yeah.
I know that they were affiliated with Twitch for a while, but I thought they were their own entity.
They're owned by Amazon because Curse used to be was before Discord, right? It was like the new thing for gamers to get off of Skype. And shortly after Discord came around, Twitch bought Curse and turned it into the Twitch launcher. And then Curse purchased Forge. So technically, Forge is owned by Amazon.
I mean, that does make sense because can you create a server through Curse? Through Curse Forge?
No, all the everything Java side is still like you create on your own.
Well, no. I mean, but like, can you spin up a server through them?
Not that I know of.
It's kind of unusual, just because it would seem like a good plug for AWS.
Maybe.
Anyway,
but
I think that mods are super important just because they do add that longevity and they keep the experience really fresh. I mean, we as a server have played a lot of Sky Factory 4, but I've played Sky Factory 3. Taco, I don't know what I've played. Tekkit. Oh gosh, what other ones have I played? Big ones.
Played a lot of Feed the Beast.
Yep.
Those are my big ones.
Yep. I touched on that one a little bit.
Then we had that short little dry spurt between like update 12 through 19 where Microsoft bought Mojang and didn't want anything to do with Java. And so they slowed down development on Java, and then they realized that that was a mistake because they hurt way bigger percentage of the community than they thought they were going to. And so that's why now, if you look at mods, a lot of them have like their updates, and it's like 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, yada yada, up to 1.12, and then nothing, and then 1.20.
Props to Microsoft, though, for the most part. Like, you post their acquisition, they really haven't messed with it.
No. And I think a lot of that is the developers over at Mojang. They, like, Microsoft has their heart in the Bedrock edition.
Hmm.
That's where they make their money. I can't blame them for it. I mean,
and props where it is deserved. I mean, they've done some really good stuff with that. I mean, the fact that Bedrock is not just, hey, you can play this on your PC or your Xbox. It's cross-compatible with PC and Xbox and Switch and oh gosh, what else even falls into that? I think Pocket Edition.
Now probably, yeah. I don't play a lot of Bedrock, so I'm not too familiar with it anymore. But I also
played
know
a
that's what a
little
lot of
bit.
people
It's been a
grew
few
up on.
years.
I
It's
know
been
a
a
lot
few
of
years.
people.
That's
Yeah.
what I started on, because the very first copy I bought was on my Switch when I had first gotten that. To my memory, I didn't play it long. A big thing with Minecraft that kind of pulled me in as a player was my ability to play with other people within a server, and interact with others while doing it. It always kind of felt like a lonely game when I played it by myself, and that could just be me as a player. So the Bedrock version on my Switch I didn't get really, really into it at that time, but I remember it's always fairly similar, which is the nice thing between at least the two editions that I know of, was that it was a comforting game to come back to when I did.
I think that is a huge component of it, as well as the social aspect, because going off and doing your own thing is enjoyable, and there is a lot of value to that and a lot of fun experiences that can be had. But most of my things that when I look back and say, wow, that was such a fun thing to do, it was servers with people. So actually, that's a big one I missed. I did a big Pixelmon server with me and a small group of people, and
Pixelmon will be fun. I haven't
Pixelmon's a
played. I
lot of
don't know
fun.
that. Now,
It is there was a lot of maintenance that we were doing because we were doing it for a charity event. Paradox, who's been on the show before, was part of that, along with one of my siblings, one of Paradox's siblings, who's also in the server, a couple of other people. But because we were doing a charity event and we were doing it weekly and we were all streaming it, we were really, really putting in a lot of effort. And it was such a great experience, not just because we got to play Minecraft together, but we were constantly being like, okay, well, we want to go do this. Well, we got to go do 4 other things in order to do that. So we'd all figure out ways that we could split up and come back together and really build something. And I still have that world saved because it is kind of fun to pop back in and look at all the things that we put together.
yeah.
And I think along with the social aspect of it, and along with all of these mods, I'm not as familiar with the mods. I remember last time we ran Sky Factory, it was my very first time in Sky Factory. I quickly got overwhelmed, and I look forward to starting fresh in a new one someday where I could actually learn how everything works before you guys take off and do all of it. But I think that plays to even within vanilla Minecraft servers, there's so much you can do. It's in a form of escapism. I think it's the same reason games like Sims have continued to be so popular, and why Sims 4 is continuing to be a widely played game that is constantly updated and there's new DLCs. But because it is you can go build a house, you can go do A, B, and C, and that keeps you not only invested in what you're doing, but it's also there's value in games that are time dumps, is what I call them. Games that you can sit down, disconnect for a while, and go live your happy life in Minecraft, or go live your happy life in Sims, and be able to just escape.
Oh, I got so many stories about The Sims. I ain't even get started with it. Especially living
Talking about
happy
Minecraft
lives.
today. Minecraft.
Sorry, there's a parallel.
Not ex-girlfriends. Not ex-girlfriends. No, Shoot. The whole social aspect. I think a lot of that plays into Minecon as well. I mean, it's a huge event that they have, and I think quarantine has taken caused them to take a huge hit on that, and a whole load of other things too. Is like when you have that big of a live event that's aimed towards a younger population, it opens them up for more like to be more vulnerable, which is I think a big part of the reason why Mojang doesn't do live Minecon events anymore. That and kind of COVID was just an excuse for that. Um, that's just kind of my opinion, but that was like a huge thing. I remember, I mean, like even when they streamed the whole event for this last update, you couldn't go on TikTok or any form of social media without seeing somebody streaming the live event and reacting to it. And I
I
think
think
that's
part of the reason why it's not it. I'd say early on, yes, for sure.
yeah,
I think the whole, not just the gaming industry, but the whole world has kind of changed in that particular aspect,
yeah.
because it's not the only one. In fact, I actually just saw in the news last week, E3 is like officially dead. Like, there's no
Oh,
chance of
really?
it coming back. Yeah, it's done. But they hadn't held a live event since 2019.
Yeah.
And on the one hand, it's sad to see it go. You know,
Hmm.
there are times you look back and say, "Man, that was cool." Like, I remember when Halo 3 came out. I remember that release trailer.
Yep.
God, Master Chief seemed like such a badass.
You go to every E3 event or watch it, just see the new Halo release.
Oh yeah.
What was new? But
And
you
on
know
the flip
what?
side of it,
I think
the world moved on.
that, and I think with E3, their whole thing was giving traction to a lot of AAA titles. And AAA titles just aren't where they used to be. And I think that's just society moving in that kind of a way, where they're moving to these more indie style games. I mean, they're even moving to more like indie style movies, even. But I think that's what, when you look at it, like Minecraft really is like one of the longer running indie games. That's how it started. Was just some dude having fun in college, made a little game, and oh shoot, it blew up. Um, yeah.
I also think some of the like continuing popularity or upspurts of it to kind of returning to something you said way earlier, Tyler, is creators that still like will find it for the first time or return to it.
Hmm.
This is gonna probably make me. This is a very young Gen Z take. My real first interaction with Minecraft was PewDiePie playing it in like 2019.
Hmm.
Him playing, it was Minecraft month, and I understand PewDiePie love had its ups and downs, but him seeing like playing that game for the first time and going through everything and learning the world and doing his own thing, I was so into that. Like that was such a cool experience for me that I will always remember within video games. And I think creators, especially, I think you talk to like getting younger audiences or just reintroducing people to it, I think has had that longevity power as well, because they have a lot of influence in what games are being played as well.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned creators, because uh one of the big influences on Minecraft for me was the folks over at Rooster Teeth, particularly at Achievement Hunter. And when they started playing it was when around the time that I started playing it. Which the game had been, it was out, but it wasn't quite, it was still picking up traction. It wasn't quite as massive as it was going to become. So it kind of like it was about 2 years before that ball really started to go from, hey, this is a fun little indie game that you can play on your web browser, to all of a sudden everyone in there is playing it. But they were such a massive part, and it really was. It was they were part of the reason why I kept on. They were the ones who got me interested in doing the mods, because they were like, yeah, we play on the Xbox version, but man, if you do it on PC, you can do all these mods and try all these different things. And they always they had their own little map. It's actually like really funny, because it was the Xbox version. It actually saved locally, and they had that Xbox die.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. and they had another guy come in and basically kind of start going piece by piece to rebuild the whole thing. Like, but they really made it work for them, and I really think the content creators were a huge part of why it became as successful as it was. And particularly it was the people like the Rooster Teeths, the oh gosh, who are some of the big ones? Mumbo Jumbo's another big one. He's been around forever. I'm not gonna remember the name of the two British folks.
I mean, I can throw off a couple. Just you talking about Minecraft
Yeah.
creators? Captain Sparkles.
Yep.
Sky does Minecraft. But despite the controversy with that friend group, their shit slapped. I can remember countless times laughing watching their like try not to laugh things. There's still jokes that I do to this day in Minecraft that I learned from them. They're like escape from prison videos and stuff like that. Like that was the big thing, was there's so many plugins and stuff you could do without like heavily modding it. It was all just commands in the server or like in vanilla that made it feel like a completely different game. That's where a lot of servers kind of shot up too.
Well, and I think like there's
Going.
so many goals of the game. Like, yes, there is the overarching goal to finish the game, kill the Ender Dragon, but even things like speedrunning Minecraft became a huge thing that people were doing. I think of Dream comes to mind. I think he's had a bit of controversy as well.
A
But
little bit.
yeah. But I think to his videos where he exploited the speedrunning aspect of it. There's just there's like regular speedruns, there's speedrunning with 3 people chasing after him and he can't die. Like, it is every amount of, you can find like cozy gaming content, you can find just the general goal of the game and finishing the game as content, competition. I was talking to my boyfriend the other day about Minecraft, and he remembers when like I don't know if it was a mod or how it worked, but like the Hunger Games, different parts of like Minecraft and those different PvE or PvP games, and just as much as those mods make the game never ending. There is always something new.
I think the
On top
best
of
word
that-
to kind of summarize it is flexibility.
Yeah,
Right.
I would agree.
The animations and songs that came from it
Yep.
brought it to a whole new place. That, and I think there was so much there was such a creative aspect to the game. In order to get an idea for people who weren't as creative like me, you had to look towards content creators who did that. Like Sethling is a great one that comes to mind. His redstone tutorials, and his soothing voice, just it was hard to find other people like that. Now the new Minecraft YouTubers that do stuff like that, oh man, my my For You page is gonna be crazy tonight looking at all these different Minecraft YouTubers. It's already started. It is
The
already
content creator I was trying to think of is Yogscast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that's my original Steam username is based off of them. My when I first signed up for a Steam account when I got my PC, I was big on Yogscast, and I think I had it set to be like Honey Do's and Don'ts, something like that. That was my name. Which there was a whole thing that they had with that. And I can't remember what it was, but like the whole like Yogscast, what was it? Their modded Minecraft series. What was that? They had a ton.
Oh, they've grown, they've done well. They keep
Yeah. Yog Labs.
I mean-
That's what it was.
I feel like at some point on the show we're going to have a discussion about not just Halo but also Rooster Teeth and how that all evolved.
Mm-hmm.
I think the game too itself has evolved into just, it's iconic and people see it and they know exactly what it is. Like, I think there's something lasting there as well, just within popular culture. The amount of young kids that have creeper pillows or Lego blockheads of the characters, like, you can't escape it. It's also it's commercialized, it's popular culture, and not that that dictates if a game is good or not. But when you have things like that that are in people's faces, you see it, you're reminded of it. It's telling,
It's free PR.
and it keeps it in the front of everyone's brain, especially in gaming communities.
It's funny because one of the things that I think got called out a lot a few years ago, many years ago now, but has continued to pervase, even though it's not as, we don't look at it and point at it as much anymore, was not long after Minecraft really took off, all of these games said, oh, we need crafting components.
Yeah.
And everything felt like they needed to add crafting if they didn't have it, and new games that were being developed needed to make sure that they had it. I mean, you look at the next couple of years of games, it was, oh gosh, what's the zombie one? I'm not going to think of the name of it.
Dying Light?
No, 7 Days to Die.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that had less of a focus on crafting, and then it really started to ramp it up.
Yeah. I think, oddly enough, one of the things that helped Minecraft with its great success and kind of, I feel like Minecraft was kind of at a point where they were like, it was starting to die off, and everyone was kind of like, yeah, it's fun, you know, we can watch YouTubers do all these crazy things, whatever. Actually, even before that, and then boom, Hunger Games blows up. The books, the movies, everything. Everyone's talking about the Hunger Games. There was no getting around it. And then someone in Minecraft is like, let's do Minecraft Hunger Games. And then it was game over after that. Because then you had people, you know, modding Rainbow Six Siege into Minecraft, or programming PUBG and stuff like that. And you just couldn't get away from it's like Rule 35 now, where it's like, if the game exists, there's a Minecraft version of it. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, another conversation I had with my boyfriend the other day, he had a hot take. He was like, Hunger Games inspired Battle Royale games and why they're popular. And I think that there is some truth to that. I mean, I think I have the timing right on this. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys have been around this a little bit longer than I have. But the Minecraft servers started doing Hunger Games. And now we have Fortnite, and now we have Apex, and now we have PUBG. And I'm not saying that's because of Minecraft. That's probably closer to because of the Hunger Games. But Minecraft I think, had a point in inspiring it and saying this battle royale is something that people want. Like, this is exciting.
I would agree. I mean, I don't remember what year Hunger Games really started to take off, but
Oh, we better
2012.
find out. So yeah, no, you'd be
I
right.
feel like it was earlier than that, but maybe I'm wrong.
2012.
You gotta remember, this is my prime time of.
I remember my sister reading it when I was in high school, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, the movies came out in 2012. So if you want to do more of the like sensation culture of the movies, which it's, in my opinion, this is getting off video games, it is one of the only movie series that does the books complete and total justice, in my opinion. I think they're wonderful movies. I just rewatched them. They still hold up. But yeah, books, let me look. But movies were 2012.
The movies came out in 2012, and that was kind of like the peak hype of it, because I remember being in middle school when the movies were coming out. And that was
first book came out in 20.
Sorry, Zach.
I'm sorry.
I've just accepted the fact that I'm old.
The first book came out in 2008. The second book came out in 2009, and the third book came out in 2010.
Yeah, but no one was reading back then.
This is my prime time, Taco.
Nah, no one. So let me rephrase. No one was playing Minecraft and reading.
Correct. I'm not saying that they were that closely related. Like, it was all a.
I think when the
it's
hype
the same
grew
thing.
for
What's
Hunger Games,
Sorry, go ahead.
when the hype grew for the Hunger Games, it was when the movies came out. Because I mean, that happens with any time a book is, released to movies. It's just what happens. But no, that would make sense for what your boyfriend was saying, because H1Z1 is the first battle royale game I can think of that came out, and that came out in 2015. And I think Minecraft Hunger Games really did kind of spark this whole idea of having a battle royale style game. It's just become so normal now, which is kind of crazy when you think about like the roots of an entire game genre coming from Minecraft.
It speaks to Minecraft's flexibility. I mean, I haven't delved into adventure maps much. I've touched on them a little bit, but the very
They're a
fact that
blast.
they exist, where people say we're gonna basically take everything that Minecraft is, we're gonna take the world building, we're gonna take the engine, we're gonna take all of the components that it is, and just completely build a whole single player experience around it or multiplayer experience around it, and just use all of these tools to make the game that we want to make is incredible. And you
I
I
really
think we had a
even-
discussion. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say I would even take it a step further and say that those different game modes that you could find on servers inspired games like Fall Guys. Because a lot of the games on Fall Guys are inspired a lot from the original Minecraft game modes you could find. That was all.
I lost my point, so
Sorry.
okay.
I should let you go.
no, all good.
I feel like it's a wow, everybody's gonna lose their point tonight, isn't it?
I got mine back.
No, go right ahead then.
I mean, I can't say that once again. Saying that Minecraft is the reason for all of this, I think, is being a little too literal. I think inspired is probably the best way to put it. But I think of games. I mean, we had a conversation yesterday about other ideas for more podcast episodes, and I brought up survival games, and I think that stems back to Minecraft. You have games like Sons of the Forest or The Forest, things like Rust. What's the dinosaur game?
Ark.
Yeah.
Where there's a crafting element. There are mobs coming after you. You have to build shelter. You have to explore out if you want to progress the game. Things like that are, I think they're a lot more, they look nicer. I can't think of the technical word, but better graphics. Like Sons of the Forest is.
So many of those games existed before
Mhm.
Minecraft, but I do think that Minecraft definitely changed them,
Mhm.
and
I
for
think-
the better.
Yeah. The big thing with Minecraft that drew its player base was its progressive crafting. That was the big. I mean, even now playing, I don't think either of you guys have played this, but the Fortnite Lego game mode. First off, it's an absolute blast, right? It's very cut and dry compared to what Minecraft is now, but playing it and learning the game for the first time, you immediately snap back to your younger self being like, how do I create a stone pickaxe? How do I get this? You know, like you're back in Minecraft again. And it just has, lifted. It's on a platform that's more accessible to everyone that already has it. It's free, included, and they spent way too much money on it.
Is it too much
Licensing-
money if people are loving it and playing it though?
Listen, they spent with this last Fortnite update, they spent over $2 billion. The only reason why they spent $2 billion and not 3 was because they already own the rights for Rocket League. It cost them $1 billion to get the rights for Lego, and it cost them $1 billion to get the song rights for their festival mode.
Is there an amount of the game that is cosmetics?
Nope.
Really?
Well, like Fortnite?
Well, I know Fortnite has them. I didn't know if the Lego version or the Lego
So
mode.
with the Lego mode, like half of the skins that are already in Fortnite have been Legofied. So pretty much any they actually got themselves set up pretty well. Basically, they reskinned all of the default Fortnite skins. Anything that's created by Fortnite, 9 times out of 10 is gonna have a Lego version of itself. But anything that has partnered with Lego, that is also partnered with Fortnite, Marvel, Star Wars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all those that have Lego sets, those minifigs have been ported over to Fortnite. Because they already had the models for them. They just had to make them digital.
Thanks, Minecraft, for bringing us this awesome content long down the road.
And Minecraft does it without any partnerships.
Yeah. Yeah. And that has to go to the community. I have one last point I would want to just touch on before we start wrapping up.
Yeah.
Taco, yeah, you and I have done a lot of server moderation and setting up servers and creating them and getting them running and keeping them running.
I could make money off it.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, by the way. I never moderate, but I sure get to enjoy them. So
I do think one of the reasons why it has been as successful as it has been is because it is so easy.
That, and you know how great it feels to go up against someone like Crash, who has way more IT certifications than I probably ever will, and he comes to me and goes, "How do you make a Minecraft server?" You know how fantastic that is? I'm like, "Don't worry, Papa's gonna show you."
Look, we all have to have our areas of expertise.
Right. I would never have guessed it would have been in building Minecraft modded servers.
But it is like, it has only gotten easier as time has gone on, and it still comes with its difficulties. There's still issues. I mean, we all know that there's a certain server that will never come back because it simply doesn't run.
Listen, I'm good at building the servers. Mod packs are a whole different ball game, I learned.
But you can, like, it is one of the great joys of it is that it is constantly a learning experience, and there's always more to be done. And even 14 years later, it still feels like we're just scratching the surface.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could take us back into any mod pack we've ever played, and I'd feel like, oh, there's no way I've played everything there is in these mod packs. It's too content heavy.
Even vanilla, there's so many little things that it's a joy to watch people, especially do like the redstone stuff. And they're like, yeah, I know about this one interaction that's really bizarre, but it makes this thing work. Like, oh, that's so cool.
Like when I learned about nearly I learned how to nearly crash a server just to get a weird looking nether portal. Like the people just do that. They're like, let's take this one thing that's block updates and let's abuse the shit out of it. How far can we take it? And they're like, oh wait, hold on. Now the game doesn't update and its ticks aren't updating. What can we do with this? Oh, well, if you use this specific machine with slime blocks, you can break a nether portal just right to make it look inverted. What? Excuse me? Yeah, also the game won't run until you flip this switch, and then you flip the switch and the machine turns off, and then the game goes back to normal. And everything's stuck the way. What? Yeah. People are so intelligent. It's crazy.
And even as somebody who has not nearly played around with it as long as you guys have, I'm terrible at redstone. I'm still learning so much. It's nice to hear you guys are still learning, because that means it'll never run out for me. But just even the amount that, like, just playing around you can figure out. I still remember when Crash made a roller coaster to the end, and it was like had aquariums in it. Like it's probably wasn't that hard to make by the end of the day, but it was still so cool that was something that you could like create in a game. Just the creativity, the flexibility, we've pummeled into the ground on that point this entire podcast. But there's just so much to be said about it, and it is one of the sole reasons it has been so long lasting within the community.
Yeah. And playing on those big mod packs, it's so much fun, especially when you design it and then everyone hops in. And it's like, I'll have people like you, Nox, or like Oreo, ask me questions. Well, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just work here. I'm playing the same game you are.
I think our final point that we can leave this one off on is EA, if you ever see this podcast, if you want to give your players a sense of pride and accomplishment, you need to go look at Minecraft as your example.
That, or keep doing what you're doing, which is sign all your things over to Steam.
Yeah, you can do that too. That's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah.
For our last section today, we're gonna keep up our newer trend into our real world segment. So this is something fun that we're going to do where we're just going to discuss things maybe outside video games, probably outside video games, things that are going on in our life, things that are fun, exciting for us, books that we've read, movies you've seen, songs you're listening to, music that's caught your ear. Yeah, just kind of leave it open for a minute here.
Personally, oh shit, what's his name? Getting way too many TikToks about this dude named Benson Boone, who's got a fantastic song that he's holding out on. That's pissing me off. I just want him to release that, even though I just found him like a week ago. Any new things? Real quick, because this happened to me tonight. My dad randomly asked me, "What's better, PlayStation or Xbox?" And I realized I can no longer answer that, being on PC for so long now. He was like, "What's the better one?" I went, "They're both equal pieces of shit to me." He's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yes." Because the only difference for me was what games can I not play? And then I realized, oh, I can play all those games on PC now because the competition between Xbox and Sony has gotten so big that they're like, we got to move to a different market. And now, Xbox has its whole Game Pass thing. You can get all of its Xbox exclusives on your computer. Flip side is Sony puts all their games on Steam now. There's no and it would be a drop in performance for me. Anyway, that's my outside take.
For me, within the Discord server, I'm known as the resident book girly. And this will be a constant update.
I blame you.
I have gotten many people into my books.
This is a title you've given yourself?
I think it's rightfully earned. Thank you.
There's a reason why I know what Book Talk is, and it's getting served to me consistently.
Not me. They know my illiterate ass ain't watching those videos.
So in the off chance that this podcast ever finds the weird hybrid of playing video games for hours on end, but is also so deep into Book Talk, hi, I'm your friend. Most recently, I've been keeping up with the world of Sarah J. Maas, and I'm reading the Crescent City series, which is a 2-book series, and the third one comes out in January. I'm halfway through book 2. I'm a little late on this. I believe book 2 came out in 2022. But they are Crescent City, A House of Earth and Blood, and A House of Sky and Breath as the second one. They are phenomenal books if you're into high fantasy, with a lot of really good world building. This is a really great series. It takes place in a modern setting. They have cell phones, they have technologies, but you still have every fantasy class of characters you could ever want, with a really high stakes story and a lot of romance. So that's what I've been up to in my free time outside of this.
Sounds like D&D without the extra steps.
Yeah, it's so another reason I've been really into Baldur's Gate. It's really just a fantasy book for me, where I get to control what happens.
You get to, do you get, okay, so it's like choose your own like destiny in the books?
No, that's what I was saying about Baldur's Gate. That's why I'm into Baldur's Gate right now, because it's just a fantasy book for me, but I get to decide what happens.
Because I remember those YouTube videos where like you could go on, like when they first started adding like the whole like recommend videos at the end, you could do that and you could select like what path you wanted to go down.
God, I haven't thought about those in forever.
And you click on it and it would take you down to like a different YouTube video, and then that would have a different like fork in the road you could choose. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, that'd be a dope book.
That really does sound like D&D with less steps.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the book tech has gotten to me, so on the recommendation of both Nox and a few others in the server, I read the first book of ACOTAR, which was an experience.
A Court of Thorns and Roses, if anyone's unfamiliar.
We're not going to get into all of that because this may not be a PG podcast, but we don't need to go down that road.
For the audio listeners, my eyes just rolled into the back of my head.
I guess the other thing I've got going on is I got a large tub of Lego sets that my family members significant other had, and it got to me. So I'm holding up a Lego Slave 1, the first revision, with a lot of miscolored pieces, but I've been slowly trying to put that back together. It's been a lot of fun
Lord.
to go through a giant tub of Lego and hope that you can just find everything.
It's
God,
enough
we're
to
all
go
such
through a
nerds.
giant Lego set and hope you find everything, let alone a tub of loose pieces.
Oh, believe me, I'd be buying that Venator if I had the money. Fortunately, not all of us have, $650 to go.
Wait, now I
Spend.
feel the need to leave a recommendation because both of you guys have left like book recommendations. I'm gonna recommend Orange Blossoms by Gold Ford. You guys should listen to that. If you ain't listening to it, then do yourself a favor and listen to it. Fantastic song. I'm getting really into like this whole like folk style of music that people are loving because of Noah Kahn and all of them.
Ugh, I love Noah Khan.
You'll
I need
love
to-
Orange Blossoms then.
Perfect. I just queued it up. So
I need to genuinely sit down and listen to Noah Khan because I haven't listened to anything of his, and
I'll build you a playlist. That's
I'll-
not just his mainstream stuff.
there are
Look.
there are a few people in the server who I know listen to him, so I will.
Yeah, but
will be
I want
picking
to.
him up.
Spotify Wrapped
do it
came
so
out.
that
top artist, Noah Khan. Top song, Noah Khan. Top second song, Noah Khan. Top third song, Noah Khan. The list goes down. It was the album.
No,
it was
hang
just
on.
the album.
This is your personal?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say because I'm pretty sure T-Swizzle got most of the awards.
Yeah, for me. It was 5 Noah Khan songs. If you go on my top songs of 2023 and they're just all listed 1 through 100, out of the first 20 you can find the entire what's the album called? Is it Stick Season? Well, I'll be
Yeah.
The Stick Season Deluxe version though. That's worth the listen in my opinion.
Since we kind of got on the subject of Taylor Swift, and Zach, you and I have not discussed this since the event.
Since sitting down and watching the Eras tour,
I would like to read this back to Knox because I feel like she'll get a great kick out of it.
I'm ready.
So the other night, it was me, him, and I was like laying in bed watching. I was on my computer. I was sitting here going, this is interesting because Zach and I don't really have much to say except about the production. And they're like, oh my God, this song's on, this song's on. So I message Zach and I go, I feel like the two guys that were brought to the concert but don't really know the songs. Like, do you want a beer or something? I'm sure the line is short. He comes back with, dude, come prepared. You could take my spare flask. Hope you like Jim Beam. It's what the 7-Eleven had in stock, which I'm surprised he has 7-Eleven up there. Which then I said, the more you drink, the less. Huh? Yeah, well, it's true. I go, the more you drink, the less it tastes like Jim Beam. So, and he goes, attaboy. An hour later, he goes, gonna grab a t-shirt while the line's short, hit the head and grab a beer. You want anything? I said, anything strong. They were singing the blank space a little too hard.
What's funny, I'll preface, I do enjoy Taylor Swift, but my boyfriend Luke is a far larger Taylor Swift fan than I am. So in the scenario where we're with you guys, I'm with your conversations.
That's fucking hilarious. He responds back to me after the whole blank space comment. He goes, earplugs and tequila. Got it. And I text him the next morning because I think I was trying to get him on for something completely separate, but I had read that conversation that we had at 4 a.m. and was like, oh yeah, this is great. We can recover from this. I said, you hung over from the Eras tour last night? Great.
Fun night. It was a fun night.
It was.
Sounds great. I'm sad I missed it.
Sucks for you. FOMO.
Correct.
Hey, none of us should probably be awake at that hour of the morning.
Y'all are crazy.
Surprised I was.
Crazy.
I got called out to work that next day too. I was like, fuck this, I ain't going in.
The Eras tour got me too hungover. Can't come in.
Damn tequila.
Jim Beam really did it in.
Oh yeah. Well, on that note, thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our discussion today. We're releasing these episodes weekly. If that's not often enough for you, though, come join the Snowflake Sanctuary Discord server.
One's usually on. It's
Amen.
insane the 24-hour coverage we have these days.
It is kind of insane. If you want to offer your own insight, you have any ideas for us that you want us to hear, or things you want to be said, or just think we're a cool group of people, click the link down in the description. Come join us. Join the conversation. Thanks again, TakenTacos. Thanks for joining us this evening. Thanks to all of you for listening to us, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.